Yo, what up, cool cats and cougars? Welcome to an OPN podcast. This one we're just gonna talk about, normal stuff, maybe stuff we've seen on Twitter. We'll voice our opinions about them, and yeah, we'll dabble a little in the sports as we used to do. But this is just a podcast where we speak freely of what's on our mind. Um, Before we get into that, I've been thinking about names for our fans. I was thinking, guys, we should call them the OPNers. What do you guys think? The OPNers, or just the Peens for short.
Let's go with it.
I think Peens is better.
As you guys know, we rebooted this channel a while back with an intro thing, and Camilo and Joel weren't able to join. Before we hop into the video, we just want to ask how Joel and Camilo are doing. How y'all doing?
I'm doing good. Just
Good.
bored.
Yeah, just chilling, you know.
We saw that Camilo got a turtle the other week from a domestic abuser. If you're watching this, Stephanie, no one likes you. Anyways.
Can the turtle swim?
No.
All right. Let's hop straight into this. So, as we all know, the coronavirus is, a pandemic in the background now. We have protests turning into riots at night because of the death of George Floyd, a man who was murdered by police in Minneapolis. People want justice for the policeman's actions. Now the protest, it's been 3 days as of the day we're recording this. It's been 3 days since, protests and riots have been happening. I just want to know what are your guys' points of view on, the whole situation?
Who goes first?
Camilo.
It's like tricky because I understand where it's coming from, but I don't think that they should be going crazy how they are. A lot of people are going out there and taking advantage of what's going on, so they'll rob stuff just because of everything going on. So a lot of the protests are getting kind of lost in the looting, and it'll make people not respect the movement as much. But not that I'd go out there because there's coronavirus. I ain't trying to get sick.
Facts. Adam?
But yeah, pretty much the same thing. It's just to protest, that's good for them to protest. But the only thing is that when they go out there and they're looting, that kind of takes away from the message, like we were saying.
Joel, before I chime in.
I think that they're doing what the cops think of them, because the cops think of it's like a stereotype. They think of black people as robbers and stuff like that, and they're just showing them what they want to know. You know what I mean?
I guess.
You know what I'm trying to say?
The stereotype that, let's say, racist people built against black people, they're fulfilling what they believe.
Yeah, what they believe by doing that.
Well, I mean,
and they're just making it worse.
I mean, when you look at the protests and the riots and everything, I'm crossing my leg right now. When you look at the protests and everything, if you really dive deep into the videos or whatever research you want to do, it's been pretty common now to see that the black people participating in protests are not necessarily the ones that are starting the riots or causing destruction among major cities. I'm not going to point out to a specific race or group of people, but I wouldn't say it's black people doing it alone, because I'm pretty sure there's at least one or two black people in the world doing it,
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that claim, I don't know. I just don't think that's a valid one. But yeah, it's kind of a touchy subject. I don't really want to go too deep into it because, it can create controversy or, a divide between us. because I'm pretty sure we all have different points of view. Like Camilo, I know you know you don't like people harassing the police or whatever. Or
Well, like, not even that. Just like, not every cop is a bad person. Like, yeah, the system's like not the best or not good, but it's not like the cops' fault. Like, some of them go in there to try and help, knowing that the system's bad, but now they're catching all these strays from people.
hmm
I don't know,
I
because
feel
I know
like
that a lot of them do bad, but it doesn't mean they're all bad. I don't know. It's like you can't put everybody in groups. Like, just in general, as a general rule of thumb, you can't put everybody in one group because of the actions of a few people.
I feel like what happens is that like one guy throws a rock, and then that starts like a motion, like it starts an adrenaline, and then it just goes overboard. I feel like people
Mhm.
just need to be more peaceful how they protest.
I mean, that's kind of the initial, like that's kind of how they started off,
Yeah,
peacefully, and then I mean, as the day goes on, it kind of goes into rioting. But I mean, I don't know, cause I have not been to a protest, and I don't know how they go about. Uh, and I know locally, in Seaside or whatever, or Monterey, the police were cooperating with the people, which is kind of cool, I guess.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, it's cool, cause I mean, they're not out there like trying to beat them or something, I don't know. But
but I think definitely something's gonna change because they're protesting like this. But it's just the way that like they're being violent. They're just hurting. They're just hurting. How can I say this? Like, dang, it's hard. It's hard to explain what I'm trying to say, but it doesn't make sense to like break down into targets and steal. Like you could protest a different way,
I get it.
and
I get what you're trying to say, but
yeah,
protests have been done, for a long time now. With the same matter, this issue has been around for longer than we've been alive, and there's many like ways they've tried to fight it with peaceful protests or like going to the local government, like filing an issue or whatever, a complaint, whatever. I don't think anything's been solved since they've done that, so people result to rioting and madness, which is being heard obviously now with the news and everything. I kind of understand why they lean towards doing this. I get that it's kind of unreasonable to destroy targets or whatever, destroy local
I mean,
businesses, but
I get where they're coming from because all this anger built up from like because that guy didn't deserve to die. That guy was innocent,
mhm.
and the fact that the cop was on his neck for 7 minutes, that's just like disgusting. Like that's just like that's just something else, you know. And I kind of get why they're rioting, but it's just I don't know. I just don't like the way that protest is going that way. It's just hurting. It's just hurting communities, and it's hurting their own like states and whatever, like cities and all that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Adam,
I
Adam,
mean, yeah, just kind of the same thing.
do you think though that writing is a good way, or not writing, but protests leading to writing, I guess, are a good way to make themselves heard, or like, you think it'll
Um,
be effective in the long run at the end of all this?
well, I mean, I feel like the people that they're trying to make themselves like they're trying to make themselves heard by certain people, and I feel like those certain people aren't really going to like have anything happen to them if like the only thing that they're looking at is people rioting and like looting places. And I think to the people who they're trying to get to hear them, that's not really going to work. At least in my opinion, I don't
You
think it
don't
is.
think so?
At least the looting part. I think protesting's obviously have a right to protest, but when it comes to the looting, and it also seems like people just recently, from what you see, that they're just not even really supporting the movement, but they just are running in there to really steal stuff because they hear
Mhm.
that's what happens.
Uh,
Yeah.
uh,
So it
I
seems like
feel like
it's
they're
kind
using
of going
the
away.
George Floyd as an excuse
Kind
to not to steal, but like
of. Not all people,
I
but
feel like
yeah,
they're
that's not
losing the
everyone's motive,
image.
but
No, but there's
of like
There's
what
people that are taking advantage of,
like
you
what
know.
when they go. Dang, it's hard to explain what I'm trying to think.
No,
'Cause
I
I
get
don't wanna
what you're
say
trying to
something
say.
wrong.
Yeah, I get what you're trying to say. They're exploiting, or they're not exploiting. They're taking
It's
use
just like
of there being chaos so they can go out there and.
Mhm.
Those people are not part of the movement. I think. I don't believe they are. You know, they're just people that want to go
yeah,
get free stuff. I mean,
they're
if
taking
Supreme's
advantage
open,
basically.
I'm kidding.
or where'd they steal from? Flight Club
Yeah, Flight Club.
and Icebox, bro. We gonna be walking into school with the bust downs. If you ain't got this watch, don't talk to me.
Oh my gosh. No, but yeah, I mean, writing, it's a way of getting their voice, you know, their opinions heard. Will it work? I don't know. I honestly don't think it will.
Dude, it's not even that. There was this video on Hood site where this guy tried to riot a FedEx truck.
What do you mean?
This guy went for a FedEx truck
He went to go.
and he got stuck. He got stuck under a wheel.
Mhm.
No, he tried to riot a FedEx truck. Like there was people outside and he tried to get into it and the driver didn't see him, so he got caught under the tire.
Oh,
He
damn.
was getting dragged.
Oh.
And like it's just stuff like that
Wait,
that
I
you
shouldn't
can
laugh.
avoid. And people aren't like thinking before what they do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they just do it and eventually stuff like that, like you get killed, you know what I mean? Like and that guy got dragged like I don't know, like 100 feet, and then by the end, like he got crushed by the tires. Like it's on Hood site if you guys want to see it. It's pretty intense.
Did you guys see the video of
But
the
I
lady
don't know, it's
defending a
stuff like
target?
that, you know, that goes overboard.
I think I did.
Did you guys see that? Yeah, the
There's
lady
been
on the wheelchair.
Just yeah, I think so.
Did you guys see the lady of the guy with a bow and arrow?
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah. And he got
That
jumped.
one was
That's crazy.
that guy got knocked out
It's crazy.
for bringing a bow and arrow.
Did you
That's
see the
crazy.
guy with the sword?
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I saw Batman pull up.
Yeah, that's.
That guy's leg was like freaking. I don't know what was wrong with his leg, but it's just stuff like that people couldn't avoid, but they're just taking advantage, doing all that stuff.
I mean, oh, whatever. I don't know. Honestly, don't know. I mean, if you have more to voice about it, and yeah, I mean, we don't want to take too long on this, but if you have more to, you know, if you want to share your opinion, you know, go ahead in the comment section, and we'll try to reply. We read all the comments, by the way, because there's only like 2 per video, but whatever. And they're
still be a
usually just
topic
mine. They're just
few
mine.
weeks, but-
They're just my comments. Anyways, one group that found its revival, I guess, or you know, a comeback in this whole situation is Anonymous. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of that group, but with all the chaos and everything going up, they found it right, I guess, to make their voice heard once more. And over the past, you know, couple hours, they've taken down the Minneapolis police website. They exposed Donald Trump, I guess, with the whole Jeffrey Epstein case or whatever. They've hacked
Did you guys
into.
watch that documentary?
No.
No.
There's like a really recent documentary on.
No, I
Netflix about
didn't
it.
see it.
They hacked into Chicago PD's radios, and I mean a whole lot of stuff in just like the past couple hours. Do you guys think this is? Do you think it'll be effective? Like of? I mean, honestly, do you guys think racism will end? That's kind of like the whole thing
to be
on top
honest,
of everything.
I don't
To be
know.
honest, no.
I don't think it will, sadly.
I don't know if it'll
Because
be
so many
about
people
just
have so many people have their own like what's it called? Like people hate a lot.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna try to explain this without being like for example, like as you're a kid, you know, like you always make fun of that fat guy or whatever when you're a kid and growing up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like people will always hate on people for something, and like racism has been going on for forever, and I don't know. It's a hard subject to like try to fix right away. You know.
Yeah. Camilo, you were gonna say something before. Who else?
I was gonna say, obviously, people aren't gonna stop being racist, but I think it could bring like better training for police officers, like because they only train for like 8 weeks, I think. So it might have to do with better training, and it'll open people's eyes to like the system because, like it's been shown that like sometimes black people get locked up for the same crime. They'll get locked up for longer than white people. So hopefully this helps address that a little bit because obviously people aren't going to just stop being racist because of it because they know they're racist and it's not like they want us. They know it's bad. You know what I mean? So like, if anything, this is just going to reform. Like, yeah, the police and the system, or at least we can hope.
Yeah, I agree. Adam, what's it called? Now I know racism is kind of the whole kind of overlying or whatever you want to call it. It's the main focus. What's kind of what ties all these issues together. But approaching this question from a different point of view, how do you think they should the police or
Whoa.
justice system should go about making it more fair?
I have another thing about like racism.
Okay.
Like for example, people from different countries have their own like type of what do they call like for example, like in Mexico they have their own way of talking, their own way of like having like their comida and stuff like that. And I feel like people are just people come from different parts of the country, and there's always going to be people like trying to what is it called? Like there's always going to be like prejudice on people
Prejudice.
who are different, and it's going to be hard for prejudice, whatever.
Prejudice.
Racist. I can't say that word, but prejudice, whatever. Because some like what I'm trying to say, like different ethnicities and whatever. I can't say that word, but it's whatever,
Mm-hmm. But going back to what I was saying, Adam, how do you think the police or law, whatever, I don't know how it works, but how do you think they should go about making it so policemen are fair? Because I mean, right now it's kind of like all over the place. You see a lot of, I guess, stubbornness, or police just like to take control of, or some like to take control, like use their power to unjustly, or however you want to describe it. They're doing it wrong. How do you think they should do it?
Well, I think we've known that some of them have like acted this way for forever, and nothing's really ever been done. So it's kind of hard to really just say they can do this or that, because if they could, they probably would have already.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of like the sad part of all this is like we don't know real, and it's also kind of that and the whole coronavirus thing. We don't like know where it's going, or like how to fix certain things completely, at least.
So you think it's an unsolvable issue? Like,
I think if, at least with what we have right now, because I feel like if it could have already been solved, it would have already been solved. Because it's not like we're just finding out right now that they act like this.
but do you think the government or like local governments or whatever people in power are actually making an effort to change things?
I feel like they might, but I don't think it'll be like a huge thing. I just don't think that's really what's on their
Agenda?
Yeah.
I feel like Donald Trump doesn't care. He just cares about being president in 2020. That's all he cares about. He doesn't care about what's going on right now.
Speak your mind, Joel. Speak your mind, young blood.
Do you guys think he's gonna get elected again?
I think
That's what
No.
I think, because
No.
when the outbreak happened in China for the coronavirus, he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
He just let it happen. He said it's corona. It's it's the Chinese's problem or whatever.
I don't know,
Because
man.
if Obama was, because when the Ebola outbreak happened, Obama was in Africa already. He already sent people over to test the what is it called, the Ebola and all that stuff.
So you
It's
think?
just I feel like Donald Trump has
Not making the right decisions.
is not making the right decisions,
Okay.
and this is why he shouldn't be president. Look at how America is. Coronavirus outbreak mostly because of his fault, and then people going into Targets, ransacking or whatever. Like this whole situation is based off of the president.
So he should take all fault for
Yeah, I was
everything that's
thinking.
occurring.
Yeah,
I was
well, that's what I'm
I was
thinking.
thinking that before the outbreaks, I thought Trump like had a great chance of being reelected. Like, not that I really like Trump,
Yeah.
and not that I would vote for him, but I was like, yeah, I don't see how Biden can beat him. But if they're with all this civil unrest, if people actually want to make change, they'll go out and vote him out. The only problem is Biden isn't the best either.
No.
But I guess if you just want to get Trump out of the office, you can. The only thing is like Biden isn't great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just
I also feel like since Donald Trump is like, I don't know, I feel like he's kind of like he is racist, and I feel like that's why all these racists are being comfortable with coming out like right now. That's why. That's what I'm feeling too about that. Because Donald Trump, like the stuff he said and stuff like that, I just feel like people are more comfortable with being racist like in these past 4 years just because of our president.
Well, since the protests and everything going on right now is kind of the main topic of this whole podcast, a lot of people are turning towards celebrities to hear what they have to say, voice out their opinions. Um, like we were talking about earlier before we started this podcast, people are asking, where's Kendrick Lamar, where's all these celebrities. I mean, Adam, do you think people should rely on celebrities to voice their opinions, or like should they wait to act, I guess, for them to say something so they can start doing stuff?
Well, I don't think the celebrities like have to do something. They're not like, they don't need to be forced to do something, but they definitely have more of a platform than a lot of other people in the world, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably why a lot of people want them to do something. But yeah, it's not like you don't have to ask where someone is because they haven't like tweeted out something or posted about it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I mean, if they are posting about it, they definitely have the platform to do so.
Camilo, what do you think about all this?
I don't think that people should hold celebrities accountable to go out and talk about it, even though it is an issue, but they don't have to. If they want to, they can. If they don't, it doesn't mean that they're for racism or whatever. They're for the system. You can't be, by not saying anything, it shouldn't be, oh, he doesn't say anything, he must be okay with it. Sometimes people just don't want to, I don't know, maybe lose fans,
Yeah.
because a lot of they obviously have fans on both sides of the political spectrum, and they don't want to make certain parts of their fans feel isolated because they chose the other side. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's Kendrick Lamar, but Kendrick Lamar's just MIA in general.
It's been gone since damn.
Like, yeah.
I saw Lil Yachty on IG. He was protesting.
Lil Yachty?
Yeah, Lil Yachty.
Yes, sir. You guys listen to his album?
No, I haven't heard it yet.
That's kind of trash. Anyways,
Ooh.
going back to the
Excuse you, bro. Album of the year.
going back to the subject at hand. I mean, yeah, a lot of celebrities are, voicing their opinions and how they view the whole situation. Um, One person in particular that I want to go over is Jalen Brown, who led a peaceful protest. I'm not sure where, but he led a peaceful protest. And kudos to the guy for, going out there and, doing it. Because, I mean, it's crazy, right?
Mhm.
Big guy going out there telling people to follow him. Um, I don't know how to, I don't know, I don't know what I'm saying. But, kudos to that, kudos to Jalen Brown. He's doing good things. I
He's the
know
homie.
I know a lot of other NBA players are also going out there and protesting peacefully. But we want to give them thanks or praise for doing so. Uh, Speaking about the NBA, in July the NBA is looking to return to regular games. We're not sure how they're going to go about doing it. It was just an idea that they were brought up to bring back in July. Do you guys think this is the right move? Adam, do you think this is the right move to bring the NBA back in July?
Yeah, I do think it's the right move. I think the thing that really was like it changed me from being no, don't bring it back to yes, bring it back was that the people like in the sport or in like just the celebrities or whatnot, they all have one thing in common, and that was that they have a lot of the coronavirus tests, or they're able to take the test if they ever want to. And so they can always just have the tests really just in the arenas with them and test them before the game. So it's not really like for other people, like just us to go outside. Maybe it's not as safe because we don't have access like to those things. But with the athletes being able to constantly take those tests, I think it's pretty safe for them to come back.
Camilo, do you think this is the right move to come back in July and not anytime sooner or later?
I th- I think July is good. Like, cause you've seen that UFC's been able to put on events, maybe golf. So why not? Kind of like I think a lot of these protests also could have to do with people just being stuck at home all this time, no sense of normalcy, like no sports, nothing. So it's taking a toll on them. So yeah, I think it's great, and I think the viewers will be super high because like nobody has really much to do
Mhm.
other than watch basketball. So yes,
I think
genius. Thank you, Adam Silver.
if they if they um if they allow fans in, I think that's bad. But if they don't, it's gonna be kind
Yeah.
of weird for the players because they're used to they're used to playing with like a bunch of fans yelling and stuff like that.
Yeah,
hmm
It's gonna be all quiet.
they should go on Zoom. Now I'm playing. Uh, Now I heard that a bigger player in the league like Damian Lillard said that he did not want to play in an empty stadium or an empty arena because I mean basketball is a fan sport. If or like the less important games as he called it, if big players like LeBron James or Anthony Davis choose not to play because they simply don't want to, do you think the NBA will gain the as much attention as it would if they were to play? Adam.
Um, I really don't know, to be honest.
That's kind of a tricky question. I don't even know why I asked it, but
I feel like it depends if obviously Lakers fans aren't gonna like it, but
yeah. But
I
I'm
feel
just speaking
like other
hypothetically.
NBA fans, I don't think they would care really because they aren't like the only the only best. They are good players, but there's more.
Yeah.
If all the All Stars didn't play, then that's something else.
Every NBA team would feel what the Warriors fans felt this season.
No, dang.
Sadness. But yeah, we're gonna end it there. There isn't really much to talk about because I mean, there's one main topic or thing going around the nation as we speak. Before I close it off, I just want to say I'm speaking for myself. I don't know if you guys agree. I'm not black, but I see you. I'm not black, but I hear you. I'm not black, but I mourn with you. I'm not black, but I cry with you. I'm not black, but I will fight for you. Uh, that's gonna end it here. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.